The view from our COVID expert, Dr. Jericho Lamb.
And a missile test or a warning to the US and NATO? What's Putin up to now as he launches new attacks in eastern Ukraine? That and more on this edition of Chapman News.
From Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this week's edition of Chapman News. I'm Adrienne Mitchell.
And I'm Kiana Favela. We begin this morning with breaking news at Chapman University. A tragic accident has shattered the Chapman community. A Chapman University cinematography student was killed when his vehicle turned over in sand dunes where he was shooting a project with USC students. The student was 29-year-old Peng Wang, a third-year graduate student from China who was set to graduate next month. His professors and fellow students considered him an exceptional talent.
Peng Wang was a talented cinematographer and beloved student here at Chapman University.
All of them, 3 full-time cinematography professors, were very, very involved with what he was doing and heartbroken by his death.
Wang just completed his thesis and was set to graduate next month. His classmates say he was hands-on.
Anytime the camera crews were around, he was right there to help them.
He was just starting his career as a young cinematographer when tragedy struck. Last week, Friday, Wang was volunteering for a film led by University of Southern California students at the Glamis Sand Dunes. During the shoot, the ATV that Wang was in rolled over down the side of a sand dune, ejecting him from his seat and killing him. Wang was not buckled into his harness at the time of the accident. The 3 USC students were buckled and not seriously injured. Details of the accident have people questioning safety precautions on the film set.
I don't know if the rules were in place. I don't know if people violated them. All I know is that a young person was tragically killed, and we need to understand why.
USC refused to be interviewed but issued this statement, which claims they were unaware of this student project. But some film students feel that they can't always rely on schools to keep them safe. They have to take safety into their own hands.
When the students are on set, there's no one there watching them. I mean, we're in college, we don't need babysitters when it comes to this, and after college, we're in the real world, and that safety is on us.
Safety concerns are driving Chapman policymakers to rethink encouragement of film collaboration with other colleges. Chapman University plans to honor Peng Wang with his graduate degree this May. A memorial for Wang will be held on Monday at Chapman University's Digital Media Arts Center.
Peng Wang's father issued a letter saying how his only son, quote, died pursuing what he loved. The Chapman Graduate Student Council started a memorial fund to help Peng's parents cover the expenses of traveling from China to California. Our thoughts go out to the Wang family. The Chapman community is also grieving over another loss this week.
26-year-old Rami Fahim is charged with murder in the stabbing of 2 Chapman alumni. Court documents say Fahim was allegedly, quote, lying in wait before the victims were stabbed in their apartment near Angel Stadium. The victims, Griffin Cuomo and Andrew Baum, just graduated last May. Cuomo graduated from the School of Communication and Baum graduated from Fowler School of Engineering. Fahim worked in the same office with Cuomo, but police are still investigating the motive behind the killings.
Another confusing week on the mask front. First, a Florida judge knocked down the mask requirement for airlines and public transit. Then, the Biden Justice Department said it would appeal. So what's a person to do? Jalea Gillums has some advice from the experts.
Just after Florida's judge got rid of the mask mandate for public transportation, the White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, announced that
the CDC has asked the Department of Justice to appeal this ruling.
COVID expert Jericho Lamb explains why this appeal is so important.
What we are noticing is that there are subvariants of the Omicron variant, the Omicron virus, and we know that the BA2, even its sister drugs, BA 2.12, BA 2.12.1, the subvariants, actually are more infectious.
If you were to ask President Biden, however,
Mr. President, should people continue to wear masks on planes?
That's up to them.
While we await the outcome of the appeal, decisions are still being made and websites are being updated to reflect new protocol. And for now, airlines and health officials are encouraging you to continue to wear a mask. In a statement released by John Wayne Airport, travelers are still being encouraged to mask up and follow CDC guidelines despite TSA dropping enforcements.
I always wear my seatbelt in the cars and on the airplanes. I would always mask up until it's really safe out there.
And if this wasn't confusing enough, in LA County, the mask mandate is still in effect for airports and public transit. And now that we've clarified that, we have some more COVID updates for you. Governor Gavin Newsom has delayed his push to require vaccines for K through 12. Newsom originally hoped to implement this rule by this summer, but the FDA has yet to approve the vaccine for the age group. California students K through 12 won't be required to be vaccinated until July 2023 at the earliest. And all those 50 and older, you are now eligible for your second booster. The White House is advising people who are 60 and older to get them. And in Shanghai, the zero COVID approach has subjected residents to a lockdown nightmare. People are prohibited from leaving to get food and have been restricted to their homes and offices for several weeks. They cry for help. Despite the city's 400,000 COVID infections, the government says only 17 have died. Although media coverage in China is limited, videos have been released showing violence in the streets. Some residents have even been kicked out of their homes to make isolation rooms. Gillums, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Jalea. We're in the 8th week of the war in Ukraine, and Russia has launched an offensive in the east. A senior Russian commander is saying Putin's goal is to control all of eastern and southern Ukraine. This week, the Russians also launched an ICBM missile. They claimed it was part of a test, but was it also a warning to the U.S. and NATO about the weapons the Russians could use? Kinsley Rolfe has the latest.
Vladimir Putin claimed victory on Mariupol despite fighting continuing in the city. Mariupol has been under siege for more than a month. Much of it in ruins, and a mass grave is growing on the city's outskirts. About 3/4 of the residents have fled, and about 20,000 civilians there have been killed.
The number of refugees fleeing Ukraine has now reached over 5 million. Poland, which shares their western border, is seeing 2 million alone. As we reach the end of the 8th week of Russia's invasion, and with Russia's attacks intensifying, there is still no end in sight.
Is Disney World going to lose their special tax status in Florida? Is that long relationship between the Mouse Kingdom and the Citrus State over? We'll have the story.
And the latest buzz on bee thieves in California. We'll have all that and more after the break.
I'll be seeing you and all
Yeah, I know it. What's the name?
places with laughter and warm embraces all day through.
I love you too.
With free COVID-19 vaccines, sunnier days are ahead. Visit getvaccineanswers.org.
I'll be seeing you.
Disney World and Florida are continuing to battle over Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. Caroline Applegate has the story.
Disney is the largest private employer in Florida and for years has had a special status where it controls its own district. makes its own laws, and enjoys the tax-free status. In other words, Disney generally gets what it wants. But all that ended this week when Florida legislators voted to revoke Disney's special status.
What this is about Disney not recognizing that they are a guest in our state.
However, this is less about Disney being a guest and more about the politics of Florida, specifically the controversy of the Don't Say Gay bill. Disney has been outspoken in its opposition. Disney made a statement saying that it is yet another challenge to basic human rights. Governor DeSantis says different.
Transgenderism injected into kindergarten classrooms, or woke gender ideology injected into second grade classroom. Why is that the hill to die on?
And he has support from many Florida residents. However, Florida Democrats not only see Disney suffering, but the state also struggling economically. In 2019, Disney totaled almost $100 billion in tourist revenue and provided more than 1.5 million jobs. One Florida Democrat spoke about the billion-dollar debt Disney's district currently holds.
Orange County, Central Florida residents would have to absorb all of that debt.
After a strong codependence between Disney and the governor in the past, both will lose a lot. And some good news for college students. The Biden administration extended the student loan payment until August 31st. The pause will relieve at least $17 billion for millions of student loan borrowers. The Biden administration is bringing back oil and gas drilling on federal land to combat the rise in gas prices. During his presidential campaign, Biden pledged to stop drilling on federal lands. The Department of Interior says it will start auctioning off the leases next week. That is your political report. Back to you at the desk.
After a delay of several years, animals are getting their own freeway. The Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Crossing is finally being built in Agora Hills over the 101 freeway. Caltrans expects to begin construction on the overpass following the celebratory ceremony today and to complete construction within 2 years. The Wildlife Federation's Beth Pratt said the bridge will give big cats, coyotes, deer, lizards, snakes, and other creatures a safe route to open space in the Santa Monica Mountains.
The new overpass is just one way to celebrate our planet.
We have our own Sophia Chacon at the beach to tell us more about how to celebrate Earth Day. Sophia?
Thanks, guys. I'm here reporting live from Bolsa Chica State Beach, and it is definitely windy, but just in time for Earth Day. Earth Day is today, Friday, April 22nd, and there are tons of ways in which you can get involved. From biking instead of driving, conserving water, planting and gardening, to recycling. I mean, the options are absolutely endless. You know, one of the ways Chapman students are going to be getting involved is by meeting here where I am at Bolsa Chica State Beach, and they're going to be meeting with the School of Communication. The School of Communication is putting on a beach cleanup tomorrow, Saturday, April 23rd, from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Definitely come and check it out. It's going to be an awesome event. NBC4 tracked the amount of trash collected up the coastline of California, which is about 800 miles. And within just 24 hours, the amount of trash collected weighed 840,000 pounds. That's only California, and that's only within 24 hours. I mean, imagine the world, guys. But you can help. You can figure out how to help locally by visiting earthday.org. Happy Earth Day, everyone. I'm Sophia Chacon reporting live for Chapman News.
Well, I'm excited to celebrate Earth Day this weekend.
With more on Earth Day and our weekly forecast is Alexis Tripke in the Weather Center.
Thanks, guys, and happy Earth Day. If you're looking for local ways to celebrate Earth Day and improve our planet, other than posting an Instagram story of your Hawaii trip last summer, then head over to the Outlets of Orange from 2 to 5 today. You can visit the City of Orange's public library pop-up to check out books related to Earth Day, environmentalism, and sustainability, while also having a chance to win some prizes. The OC Fair and Event Center will also be there with a seed planting activity. Tomorrow down in Mission Viejo, you can join the city for its annual Earth and Arbor Day celebration. Get your green thumbs ready to plant some trees, shrubs at Upper Oso Creek Trail. Now on to today's forecast. It is currently 65 here in Orange, a little bit cooler than your typical April day, but it's still mostly sunny. For your national forecast, up in Seattle, it's currently 51 degrees and partly cloudy. Down in San Francisco, it's a little warmer at 57 degrees. Over in Las Vegas, it's a mild 63. There's a high wind warning advisory in Denver today as it reaches the 80s. Deep in the heart of Texas, we're seeing some scattered showers with an uncomfortable 88 degrees in Austin. Minneapolis and Chicago are both seeing rain and are in the low 50s with some possible lightning in Chicago. Up in the Northeast, we have clear skies in New York City at 66 degrees, and Washington, D.C. is a warm 73. Down south in Atlanta and Miami, they're both in the high 70s, but we have some showers in Miami, whereas Atlanta, we're seeing sunny skies. Similar to our Orange County forecast today, we're seeing all the way ranging from our high 60s with Westminster at 67 degrees, down through our mid 60s in Newport Beach, Irvine, and Mission Viejo, and then down south in our beach towns, we're seeing the low 60s for their temperature high today. Looks like summer has not come early. On to our orange 7-day forecast. It's heating up this weekend as we reach 88 on Sunday and 90 by Monday. Before cooling back down Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy on Tuesday at 84 degrees. Other than that, we have some sunny skies. This has been your weather forecast. I'm Alexis Tripke. Make sure to do something productive for our Earth for our planet this Earth Day. Back to you at the desk.
You're not going to believe this. Over 1,000 beehives have been stolen in California this year, costing beekeepers and the farmers that rely on their pollination tens of thousands of dollars. Callista Kirk took a closer look at how this phenomenon is impacting the agricultural industry and those a part of it.
Do you hear that sound? That's the sound of some happy bees. They're flying in and out of a brightly painted box of wooden frames. These are built so that bees can safely work on their wax combs, where they store pollen, honey, and larvae. They also help with the ease of use of beekeepers who utilize the honey and beeswax. Boxes of frames like these are currently being stolen at an alarming rate in California, especially at northern and central farms and orchards. These hives typically cost $100 to $200 each and are being stolen up to $300 at a time. Janet Anderson, owner of Backyard Bees here in Orange, emphasizes that this can not only negatively affect the beekeepers, but the bees themselves. Thieves often damage the hives in transit as they seek to resell or repurpose them.
It's better if they can stay in their own place. It depends on if they get taken care of. Because if you move a hive and you move it to a place that doesn't have any forage, well, they're not going to survive.
The California State Beekeepers Association reports that so far 1,137 hives have been stolen in 2022. The association monitors these robberies and posts them on their website, with hotlines to report suspicious activity. The U.S. Bee Informed Partnership says that 45.5% of honeybee colonies have died this year, marking the second highest loss rate since 2006. This, combined with the increase in bee thefts we're experiencing in California, looks towards a startling future for the insects. And if bees go down, all of the crops that rely on them go down with them. That means almonds, berries, apples, and more may be affected by strains in the beekeeping economy, making it harder for farmers to cultivate all of your favorite produce. This is Callista Kirk for Chapman News.
According to a pollination broker from Northern California, some beekeepers have started using new GPS technologies with the goal of tracking stolen hives. Others, according to Butte County Police, are tagging their hives with liquid used in forensic offices that can only be seen under UV light. When we come back, we'll bring you the best campus sports show.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Earlier, we tried to bring you Kinsley Rolfe's Ukraine report, but had some technical issues.
We come to you now with that report.
Gunshots echo through Ukraine's capital Kyiv early on a Saturday morning as the sun rises in the east where Russia lies in the distance.
Якої потребуємо, яка є у наших партнерів і яка співставна зі зброєю, яку використовує Російська Федерація, ми б уже завершили цю війну.
Help from the United States is on the way. President Biden announced yesterday he will send his second $800 million security package to Ukraine, along with a supplemental $500 million going directly to economic aid. And a chilling new development, as President Vladimir Putin announced the successful launch of an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile named Satan II. Putin says,
Это действительно уникальное оружие, будет укреплять боевой потенциал наших вооруженных сил. Надежно обеспечит безопасность России от внешних угроз. И заставит задуматься тех, кто в пылу оголтелой агрессивной риторики пытается угрожать нашей стране.
The timing of this test launch raises serious questions. Was this merely a planned exercise or a warning to Ukraine and its allies? This is Kinsley Rolfe for Chapman News.
Big news on the media front. CNN Plus, a new streaming service launched just 3 weeks ago, will be no more as of next week. CNN and its new owners, Warner Brothers Discovery, announced that it was pulling the plug. Not enough subscribers, too much money spent. This was supposed to be CNN's big digital play.
And Netflix, the darling of entertainment streaming, had a big wake-up call this week, announcing it had lost 200,000 subscribers, the first loss of viewers in 10 years. That plunged the stock down 35% on Wednesday. Has the streaming bubble burst?
And here's a story I'm sure you'll want to tell all your friends about. Aliens. No, not the green little men you're thinking of. That would be my ex. But scientists say Jupiter's moon Europa may have extraterrestrial life. Researchers found a connection between the Europa ice shell and the Greenland ice sheet.
From the ice sheets on Jupiter's moon swimming with aliens to the frigid pools in California swimming with athletes, Claire Weber has more on the sports front.
Welcome back to the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Claire Weber, and today we've got you covered with all the latest from high school sports to professional. First, some unsavory news out of Orange County. Local powerhouse Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana is currently under investigation for allegations of assault and hazing within their men's water polo program. Reports are saying 2 team members have left the program since the alleged incident and after a team practice. This is not the first time the school has been under investigation for hazing and assault, and comes shortly after a similar incident with their football team last fall. The incident left a player hospitalized with injuries, and he eventually left the school. In more local sports, a crosstown rivalry game took place Tuesday, but not the one you might expect. Chapman and USC sports hardly ever cross paths. USC is in the NCAA's Division I, while Chapman is in Division III. But in club sports, there is no such designation. And when USC's men's lacrosse team came to campus Tuesday night, the rival teams left it all out on the field.
We're here on Wilson Field tonight watching the Chapman Panthers take on the USC Trojans in a rare rivalry match. The Panthers are down going into the half, but let's see if they can turn it around.
The game was an emotional one for Chapman's team, as their last season with head coach Dallas Hartley is nearing its end. We spoke with current associate head coach Joel Callis, who got emotional while talking about taking over the program next season after working under Hartley for the past 7 years.
He's taught me so much, about being a good person, a good father, and he's brought this program to be a national powerhouse, and to put them on the map, and he's kept us here.
The Panthers fell just short of victory in overtime, losing 11-10 to the USC Trojans after a phenomenal game with several lead changes. Coach Callis told us that the team lost almost their entire starting lineup after last year's graduation. He explained that the team is young and still learning how to put all their strengths best to work. Midfielder Jack Worth is one of those young players, but has proven to be an asset to the team in his freshman season.
We're pretty inexperienced, but we're getting better every day, and we have a really good group of athletes who can make plays on the field. We just have been figuring out how to tie all that together.
Another key player in Tuesday night's game was Jack Berger, who scored Chapman's first goal in the opening minutes of the game and went on to have a great second half.
I think we played the game we wanted to. We just came up on the opposite side.
It hasn't been confirmed yet if the loss to USC knocks Chapman out of the division playoffs, but for now, the Panthers are focused on their last regular season game against Concordia Irvine at home this Saturday. We wish the Panthers the best of luck this weekend. We're a couple weeks into the MLB season, and our local teams are off to some fast starts. Maybe this is finally the Angels' year. They're currently leading their division, but they've once again been overshadowed by their big brothers across the freeway, the Dodgers, who own the second best record in baseball. But even the Dodgers couldn't dim the shine of Hunter Green, a hometown kid who staked his claim last weekend as one of the brightest young stars in baseball.
Hunter Green went to high school in Sherman Oaks, Notre Dame High School, a 13-mile drive of the 101 to Dodger Stadium.
Green has been a local hero ever since he was young, drafted second overall in 2017 by the Cincinnati Reds out of Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. At 17, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, dubbed the star baseball needs. 5 years later, he showed why. In just the second major league start of his career, Green broke the record for most pitches thrown in a single game over 100 miles per hour.
101 blown by Rios.
But it was more than just a game for Green. He grew up going to Dodger games as a kid and brought an entire crowd of family and local friends to the game, saying hello long after the final pitch was thrown.
I teared up at the end when I got pulled out just to look out and see the stadium and all the lights, and to know I just perform like that with friends and family in LA. Really, really cool moment.
If you're looking for the next big thing in baseball, keep a close eye on Green.
Finally, take a quick guess as to the fastest growing sport in the nation from 2019 to 2021. Basketball? Soccer? Nope, it's actually pickleball, a hybrid of badminton, tennis, and ping pong. Pickleball now has nearly 5 million players in the U.S., including my parents and probably yours too. That's all from the sports world this week. I'm Claire Weber.
Hello everyone, Barb Nation here, ready to give you all the buzz on Coachella, new show releases, and all the celebrity gossip.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Hello everyone, Barb Nation here, and I'm ready to give you all the buzz in the entertainment world. It's finally that time of the year again where we see influencers in the wild. Yes, baby, I'm talking about the one and only Coachella. After 2 years of Coachella being canceled due to COVID-19, it has finally made a comeback this year. The popular music festival has headliners like Harry Styles, Billie Eilish, and many more performances planned. But it seems like the only thing people are worried about is their outfits. If I was at Coachella, I don't know if I could be able to rock this rainbow jumpsuit like influencer James Charles, but I guess we all do anything for fashion. And finally, what you've all been waiting for, artist Kendrick Lamar announced his album release as a clapback to a fan's tweet jokingly saying, quote, "Kendrick Lamar is officially retired. Lamar's fifth album, Mr. Morale and The Big Steppers, is set to be released May 13th. And lucky for you, this is not the only release to get excited about. The hit reality TV show Selling Sunset has finally released season 5. The series centers on the Oppenheim Group, one of Hollywood's most successful real estate agencies, and the agents who work to sell some of the most luxurious homes. The series follows the agents both on and off of their work game as they navigate the complicated and glamorous aspects of their lives. So pop the popcorn and pour yourself a big glass of wine for this one. The drama is just getting started. On a more serious note, the trial for Johnny Depp and ex-wife Amber Heard continues to remain messy. After only 15 months into their marriage, Heard filed for divorce and a restraining order back in 2015. Heard had made many claims of physical and verbal abuse. Fast forward to 2018, Amber Heard had released an essay to the Washington Post discussing her troubling times as a public figure who has been a victim of domestic abuse. In this piece, she never named names, but Johnny Depp believes certain language used is defamation and damaging to his career. He also said he's standing up for himself for his children's sake.
I wanted to clear my children of this horrid thing that they were having to read about their father which was untrue.
Now with the trial in full swing this week in Virginia, there are 120 people on the witness list, including celebrities like Elon Musk, James Franco, and Ellen Barkin. The trial is believed to go on for 6 weeks. And the drama does not stop here. Rapper and soon-to-be father A$AP Rocky was arrested at the LAX airport this week in connection to the 2021 shooting in Hollywood. A$AP Rocky had just landed back in the U.S. after a vacation to Barbados with girlfriend Rihanna. The rapper was met at the gate with LAPD awaiting his arrival. Police have been investigating the rapper and believe he's a possible suspect in the shooting that took place last November. A$AP Rocky, his team, or Rihanna has not released any statements. That's all the buzz I have. I'm Barb Nation. Back to you at the desk.
Full Circle Meaningful Marketplace is a local thrift store with a great cause.
Claire Weber went down to their store this week and learned a little more about what they do.
I'm standing in downtown Orange right now, just outside of Full Circle Meaningful Marketplace. Let's go take a look inside.
Full Circle is a cause-driven retail store supplied fully with donated clothing and goods. 100% of the marketplace's proceeds go directly to the youth centers of Orange, and they just celebrated their first year of business.
This has been the most wild adventure. So we started as a pop-up shop, and then our partnership with Friends Church, they donated 100% of the operating costs. So we were able to give 100% of those proceeds to the youth centers of Orange. Through that, we were able to raise $150,000 for the youth centers of Orange, offering 70 free scholarships to kids.
But Full Circle isn't stopping there. Holiday spoke with me about the future goals she has for their organization.
So we want to open Full Circle Farmers Market, where we build relationships with more local vendors. I truly believe that empowered women empower others, and so I want to see us be able to launch a lot of businesses.
If you are looking to donate your own clothing or goods, or are interested in volunteering in-store, visit FullCircleOrange.com for more information. For Chapman News, this is Claire Weber.
Now I know where we're going after the show.
I'm down. Girls' Day. Anyways, thanks for joining us this week. Be sure to check out our YouTube page at chapmannews.tv and make sure to follow us at Chapman News. I'm Kiana Favela.
And I'm Adrienne Mitchell. And we will see you next week with another episode of Chapman News.